1858, during a presentation to their fellow scientists, Charles Darwin and Alfred Wallace offered a publication that would set the European intellectual community on its ear. Darwin and Wallace proposed the hypothesis that all organisms are the descendants of earlier forms, which have evolved over time through a process called natural selection. This became the basis for what we know today as Darwin's theory of evolution.
Darwin was not the person who really brought the notion of evolution to the fore. That went all the way back to the Greeks. His contribution was to suggest a mechanism by which it could come about, a mechanism that made sense and could be tested.
Using the mechanism of natural selection and his keen observations of the living world, Darwin amassed a compelling body of evidence for evolution. Even today, his pioneering efforts offer us a means of explaining the extraordinary diversity of life on Earth. In December of 1831, Her Majesty's ship Beagle embarked on a voyage to map the coast of South America and the Pacific Islands. On board, a 22-year-old naturalist named Charles Darwin anxiously prepared to observe and catalog the different organisms he would encounter. The Beagle provided few pleasantries, especially for a young Englishman prone to seasickness. So upon his arrival in South America, Darwin happily spent weeks in the field, noting the rich variety of traits among organisms.
He noticed as he went over land that what seemed to be the same species varied as the distance increased. And you might get to the end of the distribution of the species, and the individuals there look very different from the ones up at the other end of the distribution.
Even among members of the same species, Darwin observed surprising variations in size, color, and other traits, variations that seemed to increase with distance. Venturing south into Patagonia, he gained further insights by uncovering the fossil remains of an extinct organism.
He was collecting fossils, and he found that there were some fossils of an armadillo-like animal. So he wondered about this peculiar situation. The armadillo the living ones were unique to the New World. Wasn't it interesting that the fossils were right there under the place where these little things were scampering around?
Because he found them in the same area, Darwin guessed the living species might be related to the extinct one, modified over eons of time. This was a revolutionary thought in an era when most scientists believed species were distinct and unchangeable.